What is going on, YouTubers? It is your boy TACTIX, and I'm here with another episode to dish out to you guys. But before I get into it, for the fellas, I just want to share some important advice that's been passed down from my cousins down to me, and now I'm passing it on to you. And the advice is how to approach women in general. So I'm giving you 5 tips right now. So tip number 1, be prepared. There's nothing wrong with having a game plan when it comes to approaching a chick. One thing you have to remember is a lot can go wrong. I think people can intervene. You could get rejected. So you have to be prepared for that. And if you do get rejected, learn to accept it and brush it off, man. Do not overreact. What? Fuck you, man. I'm sexy. Number 2, be well groomed. Ladies judge a man on how well he carries himself. If you can't even take care of yourself, what hope does she have of you taking care of her? Number 3, be respectful. Mannerisms go a long way when approaching a girl. So when you do happen to approach a girl, be polite. Introduce yourself. Hold out your hand. Shake hers. Ask her name. Do not fucking holler at her. Use your vowels. Hey yo bitch, what's your number? Number 4, keep your distance. She does not know you yet. Why are you all up in her shit? What's your name? You smell good. Number 5, quit while you're ahead. Now, if you notice that she's being responsive to your approach, then you're already in. You can now seal the deal by getting her number, hopefully, and remember, be polite. Let's start the show.
Wow, is this guy aware?
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy TACTIX. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with my face by now, and if you aren't, you guys gotta check out the other episodes that we have on our page. But I'll plug all that stuff at the end of the show. Right now, let's get into the first question of the day. What to do when your girl says nothing is wrong? Okay, so when you know something is wrong and you ask them and they say nothing is wrong, but both of you and her know that she's not telling the truth, what do you say to her?
Honestly, I see a lot of relationships end because of miscommunication or not enough communication. So if something's on your mind, you can't expect the other person to read your mind. You're better to, if you don't tell them, the only person suffering is yourself, right? Because you're bearing a burden that, the other dude or girl doesn't know, right? So how the hell do you expect them to change their ways if they don't even know what they're guilty of? So from the get-go, when you get in a relationship, just tell your partner, be like, hey, I know it might be against you to tell me how you feel, but even though I might get upset in the moment, I would rather know than not know. Regardless of how small you or the other partner might think it is, you should take it upon yourself to try to, see the other side and try to help the other person, because although it's something small to you, it might be small or big to them, but the matter is it's an issue to them. And if you want to be in a healthy relationship, you shouldn't go by how you like to be treated. You should go to how others like to be treated as well, because you're with another person. You're not dating yourself.
Right. Okay, my best friend is a girl. One day I was hanging out with her and she brought along one of her best friends. She is hot and really cool to talk to. I've asked her to hang out with me on several occasions, but she says no every time. She'll only hang out with me if someone else is with us. She thinks I'm trying to get with her or something. I mean, I would, but I'm not going to. What will I have to do for her to chill with me and only me?
Because she doesn't like you, homie. You just answered your own question right there. She thinks that you're trying to get with her, and she doesn't want to get with you. So keep it moving, man. Stop trying to make efforts. If you're not really trying to get with her, why are you sweating her so hard, man?
You have your best friend who's a girl, and she brought this other girl along, and you just met her. So you don't really have any history with her. You don't really know her. I mean, if you're a girl and you met some dude for one time, and now dude's asking to see you alone, she doesn't fucking know you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, why don't you try to, get your good friend to try to go out with her more, so she can bring her friend, and then at least you can become friends by association by hanging out with her, spending time with her. And then when you build up a friendship enough so that she knows you're not trying to rape her or some shit.
Yeah, you know?
My boyfriend of a year and a half is sexually frustrated because we haven't had sex in 2 days. He seemed upset or frustrated that I do not want sex every day. Currently, we have sex at least 3 to 5 times in a week. At the worst of times, maybe 1 to 2 times a week. Worst. It is starting to become an issue. We live together, so it is hard for me to get randy on an everyday basis. He can tell when I'm completely into it and proceeds to get upset. Am I in the wrong for not wanting it every day? Is he? Do most guys seriously want sex every day? Any criticism, advice, or comments would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
What kind of things are you doing in sex? Like, are you really sexually satisfying to him? Are you just lying there? Like, maybe the problem isn't how many times you have sex. The problem is the quality of the sex. Because if he's sexually, no dude is gonna be sexually frustrated because he doesn't get his rocks off every day. He can do it himself, you know. Man's have a hand, you know. If your girl can't do it, then you know what, it's whatever, right? So I'm saying, like, I'm not trying to dog you. I'm not trying to say like you're bad at sex, but maybe it's both of you aren't really connecting, and it's bad sex, which is why he feels he needs to have it every day. Try to change up your shit in the bed so that you're doing shit all the time that's different, so that you can really satisfy him sexually, so he's not wanting to have it every day.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what the issue is. It's bad sex, and that's why he wants to have it every
Like on the days that you can't and you're not able to engage in sexual activity, then you gotta build up that tension, build up that like tease them a little bit. Girls are the best when it comes to teasing, so it should be no problem for you. And trust me, he will like that because he'll be even more excited, more horny and all this shit. And then when y'all finally come together and you know he busts a nut all over your forehead, it's gonna be the biggest nut. It's gonna be the biggest like amount of skeet that you've ever seen in your life, because all that shit has been building up in his nutsack, and he's just gonna be like waiting for that release. Like, sex doesn't have to get excessive. You just gotta switch it up a little bit. Whatever is not working right now, it doesn't mean that your relationship is or your sex life is in peril. It's just you're getting bored of something, so you gotta switch it up. You gotta add new things, you know. And I don't mean add new people, because that's a different topic.
That's a different topic altogether.
We won't get into that right now, but add new things. Add toys, add scenarios, add role playing. Dress up in a nurse outfit and like take his temperature and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like do crazy shit.
I got a dildo for my girlfriend the other night, and we used it. We've been using it plenty. However, I found out recently that she uses it while I'm not there, and now I feel inadequate to this thing. What should I do?
I mean, buying a girl a vibrator and watching porn are kind of similar, because guys don't need a vibrator to get off. We just fucking watch porn and, you know, rub one out, right?
Hit that Carrie lotion, son.
If you go to the extreme, it's bad. But there's nothing wrong with rubbing one out if she's not there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'd say in moderation, it's okay. You shouldn't feel an ego hurt when your girl's using a vibrator because you're not there. She's just horny and she wants to get her shit off, right? There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
So don't take it as a personal shot at yourself. If you're gonna get her a dildo, like, you know, make sure it's like your size or like smaller, so like you don't feel inadequate. If she's getting fucked with some like huge like 12-inch black piece of shit, then it's over for you if you try to like please her afterwards.
If it gets to the point where you come over and she just finished and she's just like, nah, I'm good, and she does that to you every night, then that becomes a problem, because then the machines are taking over. Got Judgment Day hit you.
I'll be back.
Men, we view sex on like a more physical aspect, whereas females they like that emotional connection, right? So it's not for females. It's not the fact that they're having sex. It's the connection. It's a connection that they experience through sex. Like the littlest like brushing of the hair, the breathing heavily on her neck, and all that stuff. Just like her like your body being pressed up against hers. They eat that shit up. Meanwhile, guys aren't thinking, oh, her body's like so close. We're
like, you'll send that.
We're trying to get that. We're trying to make that noise right there. You know what I mean? You know, like, I mean, not to say that we're dogs or anything. You know, it's like it's special to us too, ladies. Don't worry.
It's just different, like, gender.
Yeah, you know.